Hello everybody and welcome back to the Highland Fishing Expansion on Kinlaig. So we're just on our way down to the dealership because we cut some grass in the last episode which we wanted to bale for silage, and I'm just hoping there's nothing, well, bar a box of fish which fell into the water. There's nothing here, which is good. I would like to, this was something I was very keen to have a go with, but I think this could be the wrong thing to do it because you can. I'm just trying to figure out where it. Or was it a? Okay, so it's an attachment that goes on the back where you can put 3 bales all in a row there. But obviously, we're wanting to do silage, so because of that, I want to go for one of these, which obviously Massey and Fent, it's the same company that make them. We've got this in Alma, which makes a lot more sense to go for that because you can get the 180 straw bales. But we are going to go for, well, this was tempting, but we can only do 125, whilst with these we can do 150 and 150 wrapped. So I'm going to go for the Fent. We are going to get the bale turner on the end because that's how I like to do bales. We'll swap that over to black, and then that is going to cost us £125,210. So let's get that bought. Right, so that's taken a lot of our money. And, well, I keep talking about getting the onions, everything to do with onions, but at the minute, there's other things we need to buy. So, oops, let's attach that. I just dropped my pallet tines off. So if we tilt like that, we're not going to get them. Right, there we go. We've finally got all that ready. Yeah, obviously we still need everything for the onions, and we need to go and buy ourselves a brand new seed drill because stupidly I sold ours thinking that I was buying a second-hand drill, but instead I bought a second-hand planter and ruined everything. Right, we're going to get this up to the top and we will look to make ourselves some silage. And I'm going to have to remember or make sure, because I know on the pottinger we need to turn it on. You got to turn it on and off whether you're wanting bales wrapping or not. And I wonder if this is the same. So that is, I'm just trying to look. One, we need to change that to 150 because everything can stay 150. Change the drop to automatic. Yeah, so turn bale wrapper off. So we want to change that to that probably. We'll have to have a look, see what the first bale does. If the first bale's wrong, we can then just give that to the shape, because grass and hay doesn't really make any difference for them. I know one thing, I do miss the extended pickup because we've left like little pieces here, there and everywhere, which I believe we can leave them where they are, because with it being grass, we're either going to windrow it up at some point, or we are going to ted it. But what I should have bought when I was at the store as well was a grab to be able to move these bales. So we'll get that done now. So we can turn that off and lift it up. Where do we need to? It will be front loader tools. And just trying to think, is it worth... wrapped bale handler. Yeah, no, we're going to go for... That's for square bales. But I think these can only do, like that one, that can only do 180, so they're tiny. But that, you could lift them up onto each other, but you'd have to do one at a time. But we are going to go with this one, which obviously can do 150. So let's get that bought. Like, so... Have we just had a load of money come in? Yes, we've just moved into a different... a different hour, which is not the correct way to say it, but yes, we've moved into 12 o'clock, so that's why our money's gone up, which is brilliant. So all these need sorting out at some point, and we have all our hay bales, which we are currently feeding, which there's one extra step in making the hay, but it's if we're getting an 80% like productivity from it, the same as silage, we might as well feed the cows definitely hay, because then we're not wasting money. And it's just whether we feed the sheep. There's one grass bale up. Oh no, there isn't actually. That grass bale, interestingly enough, I had turned the wrapper off. Once we had gone that first bale, I turned it on right at the very end and it instantly wrapped it, which is very handy. Right, where can we put this? Because we're seriously running out of room. I have had a look of where to build a shed, but I also want to find a storage shed for where we get into the onions. So there is a British constructible shed, which surprisingly it's £40,000 just to be able to put the construction down, and then you've got to start putting all your like wood, roof plates, all that sort of thing into it. But I want to build that over by this tree here, is what I'm thinking, flattening the ground out and then putting it on there. Oh look, and our eggs were slowly building on there. So let's have a look. Young fish, they are full, which is good. Stonemason, big stones, so that's coming from the quarry, which that's still got water. Offshore, everything's full. And the sawmill, we're at 142. What about fields then? So fertilisation, they're fine. We've taken, so we may have weeds to spray off in 23, and we'll have some fertilising to do there. So if I leave the forks down here, we can go get our bale grab for the silage bales. We can go get that. Let's just sneak this into here. Pick that up. We can then sleep. And then we can maybe look at, well, there's a few jobs we can then go do. We can fertilise, we can move bales, and we can herbicide down what is the soybean field. So I'll just have to remind myself what buttons I had assigned on my Thrustmaster to open and close this. So let's go on like that. There we go. So it's my right hand one. So we should be able to stack these fairly easily with that. Well, I say fairly easy. I think the last time I used it was on Saxlingham, and that didn't seem to be too bad. I'm just trying to remember whether it was 125 bales or 150 bales. Can't remember. Right, let's get back to the yard. So we're going to rest, and then I think the order of attack of how we should go at this is if we move the bales first, so we'll stack them too high and then move them. We can then look to go do our spraying, get rid of the weeds in the soybean field, and look at doing the fertilizer, and then see where we are in the episode. And we're going to see actually how much money we lose, because just on maintenance of the yard, that's about £1,000. Yeah, property maintenance over £1,000, loan £1,000. So we're almost spending £3,000 a month just to keep the farm going. But look at our money, that's gone up rather nicely. And before I forget, let's have a look in here. There's nothing there. I am going to buy the onion stuff now. So onion harvesting, we're going to buy that, and then we are going to buy this. So now we just need £526,000 to buy that, and then we've pretty much got everything that we need. And I know it's a big cost to put on this year, but once we've got that, I would like to then look at improving our combine and obviously our yard by getting a few buildings and whatnot put in, just to help with storing everything. Whoopsie. That seems to be a common thing when it comes with me and moving bales like this. Always there's something that goes wrong. But right, let's just readjust. That's a lot better how they're held. I knew the bottom bale was loose, but I was rather hoping that we should be able to get to the end of putting them on. But anyways, and moving the 150 bales I think is a lot easier than doing the 125s, purely for when you're stacking them. This front bit, so your grab as it were, with 150s it doesn't open as much as it would do with the 125s, so it means I would say it means you're less likely to knock bales over, and you can get them slightly like tighter together. But right, let's go put this final bale here. And I'm so glad in one of the previous episodes, I know when we first bought this tractor that that back weight, I was unsure about putting it on. I didn't really think it would do anything, but then it became very apparent that with front loader work, not only having the wheel weights and having that weight, not only having the wheel weights, but adding that weight to the back makes life so much easier. You're not doing your back end isn't lifting up with every bale that you move. So right, let's go and we'll put this grab over here for now, because I imagine the next time we need it, we will either be selling the bales or we will be bringing them down to the yard, which we can stab them then. If we're feeding them, if we are going to use them for feed, we can stab them, so that isn't any bother whatsoever. But we'll need to move that pallet. Right, let's go use a different tractor. I think if we go use this one, because we haven't used this for a while, we can just drop those pallet tines off there, and let's go find our sprayer. Because if we have a look here, weeds, yeah, so in 23 we have weeds to get rid of. So I presume our sprayer, will it be in this shed here? Yes. So we'll get this put on. And then, like I say, we can go and spray. And we should really have a look at the used machinery sale. So let's put that on. And what is in the used machinery? I must have already looked at this because there's nothing there. And what does that do? Does that do seed and... Hold on, what? An additional... Oh, it's not a spreader or anything. It's just a tank to go on at the front. So it's a bit like all the horse equipment. They have them as well. So let's go into this field, which we should... There's that gate here opposite the new gate we put in. We've got our new track there. We'll have to put some water and food into there at some point. We're not going to put the beacons on because we're literally just going across the road here. And our ground must be absolutely terrible. Look how many weeds we get in these. Right, let's go for steering assist, which isn't too many turns, or runs I should say. And the only problem with these is that is it 7 miles an hour the working speed? But at least we're doing 33 metres a go. Let's just hope we've got enough herbicide, because you use a lot more without having the spot spraying. So I haven't checked what the onions actually look like. Now they should have moved on another growth stage. So we are just going to hop out and go have a look. So I don't know what to expect, but I didn't expect to see them looking like this. But cool. So so they're growth stage 3 of 6. They've still got a way to go. They're halfway. And we have over here I can never remember what we put in, wheat or barley. Wheat. So wheat 6 of 8. So we'll have this to cut first before we move into there. Right, let's go move the sprayer back up to the top, which we could go fill it up with some more herbicides, because this is running low. And whilst we're going past the cattle, I'll make sure to drop some... I shouldn't have taken the forks off, should I? Because now we don't have anything to move that hay bale in. But right, let's just go get this and make sure this is empty. So put that on, empty the water out. There's the food calculator mod that's just come out yesterday, I think it was. So I'm very tempted to add this into this Let's Play, well, into all Let's Plays, because it's brilliant just to let you know where you are with food, whether you can rest, rest and then go again. But right, let's get this filled up and we'll go back down there. So I did just quickly grab the pallet tines, and I took the bale out of where the sheep were. The sheep have got 2 bales there, but I thought, well, if I take one out, the other one will last until next month, and then they've got 2 full ones to go at, that can be put straight in. So in the meantime, we can put this without crashing. We can put this well, I say half a bale, it's not even it's more than half a bale, which luckily that's got in. Let's narrow up our tines a bit so we're not getting stuck on anything. We can then get this bale and potentially put both in, because this is so handy being able to get these 2 in. I think if they were 180s you probably wouldn't fit them in, but just don't drive that fast into it, otherwise they bounce back out. So like that, those 2 in. Let's now let's attach the sprayer back on, and we can put this back in the shed. And then we want to go and get the fertiliser spreader, and we can fertilise the grass up there, then we can forget about that. I don't know whether I said I am playing with the lime turned off. I think we've done enough lime spreading in, well, I think it was at Oak Bridge. I think all our series has had precision farming, bar Star always, which I'm annoyed that we did so few episodes on that, but it's had that many updates and that many new save games. I think it was the right thing to do, although I was really enjoying actually playing on it. But we'll have another go at a smaller map, or a much smaller map like that in due course. So let's turn that off. We want to find this one, because this is right here next to the spreader. Let's put that on and we'll go up to the top and just do that grass real quick. So I thought we might as well make the time lapse worth something by doing this, considering it was so close, because that is another, if we just stop there and go on to here, that is another 6,443 to collect in, which always helps. But right, let's go and we'll go back to the yard. We do need to put some more fertilizer in this at some point. Should I close the gate or should I just... we'll just leave it. These are some nice fields around here to go for. And that flat bottom down there where it gets all flat, it reminds me a bit of Hutan Pantai. But I never knew Stonehenge, or a lookalike like Stonehenge, was over in the Highlands. But it's all little things like this that I think are really quite cool. You know, but hello, what are you? We go down, let's have a look. Where does it, is it a collect? I'm going to collect it. Oh, hello. You have found chapter 10. 10th entry. 2 weeks on our way back home, Mother Nature seemed to have found the off switch for the fog. Instead, she put a strange island in front of us. We don't even argue if it should be there or not, as it's not marked on any chart. Either all our charts are cheap fabric full of false information, or it is indeed uncharted. Royal Society got an interest in unmapped landmasses, and the crew argues whether to approach. The island's jagged, possibly volcanic. We can hear a kind of from it, low and consistent, like the earth itself. It's remembering a tune. The shoreline glits oddly, as though the rocks are covered in ink, and a lot of it. With a few long weeks still ahead, Dougal and the captain want to land and rest. Mariana naturally wants to explore, and Finley, well, he's still Finley. Loud until the unknown answers back. I suppose I'll set the anchor. Who knows what we'll discover. Okay, I know I said about not looking for collectibles, but I want to look. We're going to have to look for them. If we press E, is there... Okay, there's absolutely nothing. We have to collect all of these. But does it give us any money? No, so we get no money, but we need to find all the others. And what's that, 12? What does that mean? There's only 12 of them? Oh, this is interesting. I wonder where... If anyone knows where they are, please do feel free to leave a comment below. it would be ever so helpful to try and find. And you'll probably notice with my reading, I'll be completely honest, I am very, very dyslexic, so reading stuff, I always find reading and writing very, very hard, which makes me laugh. When I did my GCSEs and I did A-levels, I had to have a reader in the room, so they would obviously read out my exams to me whilst I would then write it down, and then I'd have an invigilator as well. So there were two people sat in a room just looking after poor little old me. And at one point I almost had a writer, so that would have been fairly comical, having 3 people in the room just to look after me. So yeah, anyways, apologies if my reading was not the greatest, is basically where I was going with all that. Right, whilst we're here, we should really go and stack these out of the way, because there's nothing more annoying or worse than when you've got your animals like this and the spawn points are full. So you've just basically, and if you don't get them filled up, you've basically just wasted God knows how much of your products, because your animals can't do anything. Oopsie. Oh, this is going terrible. I should have probably have done this either off camera or as a time lapse so no one could see how dreadful I was snacking these. That would put all our eggs smashed. We'll leave them like that. But what's good is we've also got our pellet times back. So considering we moved into another month, let's just have a quick look at this. So sawmill's got plenty, that's flying. The wood chips, we hardly get any wood chips from it. That probably needs us to go there to just knock things with our hands slightly. Water, still plenty of big stones, and the young fish are fine, which does mean, however, that we should probably go up to take some of our castle stones up to the castle. So where is my trailer? Let's just drop that there, and let's try and remember where the trailer was put. Have we just been past it, or let's go on to here? This will probably make life a lot easier. Trailer, view on map. Yeah, so it's right by our fish food production. So we'll go grab that, and then we will bob up to the stonemason so we can load up with some stones. And considering we're out this way, the money that we make selling these stones to rebuild the castle, we should probably then also look at, let's just swap to the trailer to take this off, buying another load of fish food, which I'm hoping, well, we need to look at an oil mill as well. If we're lucky enough with our finances, we should be able to buy the fish food factory, which also means that we're going to have to buy an oil mill, which I don't even know if there's one on the map, because in the oil mill we're going to have to probably look at seeing if there is a canola field or a sunflower field on the map that we can acquire to then do oil. Right, let's just go over like this. Let's get these two, but I will just quickly put this third one on, which, yeah, brilliant. I was just about to say hopefully we'll be able to get it, but these, we do not make a lot of money with castle stones at all, so don't expect anything grand from this. Let's just push them on just a bit neater. Right, we'll get up to the castle and get these sold. So I was going to continue, but we'll just have a quick little break here, get them sold. That's almost £30,000 of product sold. But look at that. Look how much is, we seem to be progressing very fast here. So we need another 1,000 litres of castle stones, so there's nothing more that we can bring until we're on the next step. But that is amazing to see that like that, and how quickly we managed to get on. But right now, let's go 8 fish food, another 8 of fish food. We will continue on our merry way, going to collect fish food, load that up, and take it back up for our fish farm. So let's just come in from this way to see whether it's easier to drop off the fish food, you know, to get the majority off the trailer in one go. So if we pull that in like so, straps off, and we can just leave the trailer there. I have, as you can see, just brought back some of the onion harvesters. So I think this is this the lifter? Is it the topper and lifter? I don't quite know. I've never had anything to do with onions. But anyways, bringing this back, so I thought we can put this here. And I would like to, whilst we're here, we go on to construction. Yeah, that's the constructible shed that we can go to build. But it's £40,000. I can build a shed for a lot cheaper than that. So, which is annoying because that's what I wanted to go for. When we go productions and factories, there is it that one? So this one where we can bag onions up. So it'd be quite nice to try something a bit different. But it's, where would you put it? That seems to be the biggest thing with this yard, is finding places where we can put everything where they're sort of out the way, you know, but in a convenient location. So I'd say that could possibly be the best way to go. And I'll just hope that that's got a fairly substantial storage, because I would imagine that it's all coming out in pallets. But do they have, is there a bigger factory for it? I'll just have a quick look through. What's nice is we've got some British buildings like that for a spinnery. Right, let me just have a quick look through to see what we have. So by the looks of it, you can make onion rings if we have this, but that's £440,000. They'll be on the map though somewhere, I'd imagine. So yeah, from what I've just had a look, we're going to have to go with that one. Let's just hope it's got a big enough storage, and I think that's probably the best place to put it. All just depends on the ground. That's another issue. And, well, we could sell that shed and put a grain store there, because I don't think, well, one, it's my belief that we can move this shed a lot more to the left, and then it flattens out all this area here. And then, like I say, I want this to flatten out this area, but it's just trying to find where's best to put some things. Yeah, we could if we... No, because then that's the wrong way around. Oh, I don't know. It's making life hard work, is this yard. But we'll fathom something out. Worst comes to worst, maybe there. But we need to wear flat. Like I said, I just wish we could have got rid of these. You know, got rid of this. Got rid of the rubbish in the yard. You know, individually get rid of it. Not as a blanket get rid. That would make life a lot easier. But anyways, I think that'll do for this episode. So I do just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.